stage director, Jonathan Miller, believes that masterpieces have an afterlife and can be reinterpreted to suit any age. So for fun, I've fantasized of a fresh approach for the act-proof masterpiece, The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. My first suggestion would be to cast Dame Edna as Lady Bracknell, but she's probably not available. So my next suggestion is that Lady Bracknell, instead of being an old harridan of the handbag variety, is in fact the young, trophy, attractive, sexy second wife of an aged Lord B. Gwendolen's stepmother, in fact, and exactly the same age as Gwendolen, and far more beautiful and witty. Thanks to the miracle of Garageband, I can play both parts. So here is a radio play type draft. It will take a bit of imagination, so close your eyes and imagine that Lady Bracknell looks like Audrey Hepburn, or me when I was 20, and Colin Firth will still do for Mr. Worthing. So prepare for the shock of the new and sit back and enjoy a very different handbag scene. Well, you can take a seat, Mr. Worthing. Now where's my notebook?
Thank you, Lady Bracknell. I prefer standing.
I feel bound to tell you that you are not down on my list of eligible young men, although I have the same list as the dear Duchess of Bolton has. We work together, in fact. However, I'm quite ready to enter your name, should your answers be what a really affectionate stepmother requires. Do you smoke?
Well, yes, I must admit I smoke.
I'm glad to hear it. A man should always have an occupation of some kind. There are far too many idle men in London as it is. How old are you?
29.
A very good age to be married at. I have always been of the opinion that a man who desires to get married should know either everything or nothing. Which do you know?
I know nothing, Lady Bracknell.
Oh, I'm pleased to hear it. I do not approve of anything that tampers with natural ignorance. Ignorance is like a delicate exotic fruit. Touch it, and the bloom is gone. The whole theory of modern education is radically unsound. Fortunately, in England, at any rate, education produces no effect whatsoever. If it did, it would prove a serious danger to the upper classes and probably lead to acts of violence in Grosvenor Square. What is your income?
Between 7,000 and 8,000 a year.
In land or investments?
Well, in investments chiefly.
Oh, that is satisfactory. What between the duties expected of one during one's lifetime and the duties exacted from one after one's death, land has ceased to be either a profit or a pleasure. It gives one position and prevents one from keeping it up. That's all that can be said about land.
I have a country house with some land, of course, attached to it. About 1,500 acres, I believe. But I don't depend on that for my real income. In fact, as far as I can make out, the poachers are the only people who make anything out of it.
Ooh, a country house. How many bedrooms? Oh, well, that point can be cleared up afterwards. You have a townhouse, I hope. A girl with a simple, unspoiled nature like Gwendolen could hardly be expected to reside in the country.
Well, I own a house in Belgrave Square, but it is let by the year to Lady Bloxham. Of course, I could get it back whenever I like, at 6 months' notice.
Lady Bloxham. Bloxham. No, I don't know her.
Oh, she goes about very little. She's a lady of considerably advanced in years.
Ah, nowadays that is no guarantee of respectability of character. What number, Belgrave Square?
149.
Oh, the unfashionable side. Oh, I thought there was something. However, that could be easily altered.
Do you mean the fashion? Or the side?
Both, if necessary, I presume. What are your politics?
Well, I'm afraid I really have none. I'm a liberal unionist.
Oh, they count as Tories. They dine with us. Or they come in the evening, at any rate. Now to minor matters. Are your parents living?
I have lost both my parents.
Oh, to lose one parent, Mr. Worthing, may be regarded as a misfortune. To lose both looks like carelessness. Who was your father? He was evidently a man of some wealth. Was he born in what the radical papers call the purple of commerce, or did he rise from the ranks of the aristocracy?
I'm afraid I really don't know. The fact is, Lady Bracknell, I said I lost my parents. It would be nearer the truth to say that my parents seem to have lost me. I don't actually know who I am by birth. I was, I was found.
Found?
The late Thomas Cardew, an old gentleman of very charitable and kind disposition, found me and gave me the name of Worthing because he happened to have a first-class ticket to Worthing in his pocket at the time. Worthing is a place in Sussex. It's a seaside resort.
And where did the charitable gentleman who had the first-class ticket to seaside resort find you?
In a handbag.
Handbag?
Yes, Lady Bracknell. I was in a handbag, a somewhat large black leather handbag with handles to it. Just an ordinary handbag, in fact.
And in what locality did Mr. James or Thomas Cardew come across this ordinary handbag?
In the cloakroom at Victoria Station. It was given to him in mistake for his
Cloakroom? At Victoria Station?
the Brighton line.
The line is immaterial. Oh, Mr. Worthing, I confess, I am somewhat bewildered by what you've just told me. To be born or any bred in a handbag, whether it had handles or not, seems to me to display a contempt for the ordinary decencies of family life that reminds one of the worst excesses of the French Revolution. I presume you know what an unfortunate movement led to. As for the particular locality in which the handbag was found, a cloakroom at a railway station might serve to conceal social indiscretion, and has probably indeed been used for that purpose before now. But it could hardly be regarded as a sure basis for a recognised position in good society.
Then what do you advise me to do? I hardly need say I would do anything in the world to ensure Quentin's happiness.
I would strongly advise you, Mr. Worthing, to try and acquire some relations as soon as possible, and to make a definite effort to produce, at any rate, one parent of either sex before the season is quite over.
Don't see how I can possibly manage to do that. I can produce the handbag at any moment. It's in my dressing room at home. Oh, I really think that should satisfy you, Lady Bracknell.
What is it to do with me? You can hardly imagine that I and Lord Bracknell would dream of allowing our only daughter, a girl brought up with the utmost care, to marry into a cloakroom and form an alliance with a parcel. Oh, good morning, Mr. Worthing.